Microsoft MS-203 exam questions are newly updated to help you pass the Microsoft 365 messaging exam. 1. You need to recommend a solution for the public folders that supports the planned changes and meets the technical requirements. What should you recommend? A. Microsoft SharePoint site mailboxes. B. Office 365 groups. C. Resource mailboxes. D. Public folder replicas. Answer: B. 2. You need to recommend a solution to retain the items in the public folders. The solution must support the planned changes. What should you recommend? A. Create an Outlook rule that forwards all the items in each public folder to a compliance mailbox. B. Place an in-place hold on all the mailboxes of the public folders. C. Increase the frequency of the backups. D. Modify the public folder permissions. Answer: B. 3. You have a Microsoft Exchange Online tenant that uses an email domain named Contoso. Corn. And incaning email messages route through an third-party filtering service named Filter1 to connector named Connector. You discover that incoming messages contain headers that specify the source IP address as Filter1. To ensure that incoming email messages contain headers that specify source IP address of the original sender. The solution must prevent any charges to the service. What should you do? A. From Microsoft 365 Defender Portal, configure enhanced filtering for Connector 1. B. Configure Connector to authenticate messages by using the IP address of filter service. C. Configure the MX of Contoso.com to point to contoso-can.maildetection.outbox.com. D. From the Exchange Admin Center, create a transport rule to rewrite header for incoming messages. Answer: C. 4. You have a Microsoft Exchange Online tenant. All users are assigned only an Office 365 Enterprise E3 license. You need to ensure that the users can use only Microsoft Outlook to connect to their Microsoft 365 mailbox when they connect from an Android device. What should you create? A. An Outlook web app policy in Exchange Online. B. A connection filter policy in Exchange Online Protection, EOP. C. An Exchange ActiveSync device access rule. D. An app protection policy in Microsoft Endpoint Manager. Answer: C. 5. You have a Microsoft Exchange Online tenant that contains 1,000 user mailboxes and 10 main-enabled users. The mail-enabled users have email addresses in two SMTP domains named Fabricam.com and Contoso.com. You need to convert the mail-enabled users into user mailboxes. What should you do first? A. Add the users to an Office 365 group. B. Assign a license to each user. C. Remove the remote domains of Fabricam.com and Contoso.com. D. Modify the email forwarding settings of each user. Answer: C. 6. You have a Microsoft Exchange Online tenant. You discover that a virus has infected the mailboxes of several users. The users are currently spreading the virus by emailing attachments that contain the virus. You need to temporarily prevent all users from emailing attachments while you remove the virus from all the mailboxes. What should you configure? A connection filter. B. A mail flow rule. C. A connector. D. A spam filter. Answer: B. 7. You have a Microsoft Exchange Online tenant. Users report that legitimate email messages are delivered to their junk email folder. You plan to use the Microsoft Remote Connectivity Analyzer to identify the cause of the issue. Which test should you run? A. Outlook connectivity. B. Inbound SMTP email. C. Outbound SMTP email. D. Message Analyzer. Answer: D. 8. You have a Microsoft Exchange Online tenant that has anti-spam policies configured. You need to identify any anti-spam policy settings that were changed during the last 3 months and review recommendations for increase Microsoft Standard or Strya configurations for Exchange Online anti-spam policies. What should you use? A. Configuration Analyzer in Microsoft 365 Defender. B. Compliance Manager. C. Microsoft Defender for Cloud Apps. D. The Insights dashboard in the Exchange Admin Center. Answer: A. 9. You need to recommend a solution that meets the security requirements for protecting users. What should you recommend? A. From the Security and Compliance Admin Center, create an ATP Safe Attachments policy. B. From the Exchange Admin Center in Exchange Online, create a spam filter policy. C. From the Security and Compliance Admin Center, create an ATP anti-phishing policy. D. From the Security and Compliance Admin Center, create an ATP Safe Links policy. Answer: D. 10. Your company has a Microsoft Exchange Online tenant named Contoso.com. The company acquires a company named Adatum Corporation that uses a third-party IMAP email service named Adatum.com. You plan to migrate the mailbox content of Adatum.com to Contoso.com. You need to connect Microsoft 365 to the IMAP email service. What should you create first? A. A new organization relationship. B. A new migration endpoint. C. A new remote domain. D. A new staged migration batch. Answer: B.